You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
Dismal detail about Trump's fair flagged by reporter. Think about any outdoor event, based on an article by Travis Geddes. When Trump captures the stage, people stay home. The event was the evidence. The reporting here is simple. A July 4 semiquincentennial event tied to Trump's orbit looked thinly attended, with empty food lines, poor online information, and a visibly weak draw. The deeper fact is not the turnout. It is that Trump used presidential power to build a partisan rival to the bipartisan America 250 Commission Congress created in the first place. Power moved upward. This was not a harmless branding exercise. Trump, through his administration and the Freedom 250 setup, pulled the celebration out of the congressional framework and into his own political machine. That is the institutional story. A national commemoration became another site of executive capture, where the point was less shared civic ritual than ownership. The attendance problem is a legitimacy problem. Empty tents and empty food lines are not just event planning failures. They are signals that the audience recognized the trap. When a supposed national celebration is politicized from above, people do not experience it as neutral civic life. They experience it as an appeal for assent to one man's version of the country. The reporter's comment about basic logistics matters here. If people cannot easily find schedules, entrances, or exits, that is not a minor inconvenience. It is what disorganization looks like when it is fused to political vanity. The result is not merely a dull event, it is a badly governed one. Misdirection does the real work. The weak framing in stories like this is the temptation to treat poor turnout as confusion, bad weather, or aesthetic failure. That misses the agency. Trump made the decision to wrest control away from a bipartisan commission. His administration made the celebration more partisan. The consequence was predictable: less public trust, less public interest, and a spectacle that looked more like a factional staging ground than a national milestone. This is how political damage gets laundered. Deliberate capture is described as execution problems. Institutional sabotage is relabeled as an awkward rollout. That language protects the people who made the choice. The larger pattern. The pattern is older than this one event. Authoritarian politics does not only attack elections or courts. It colonizes ceremonies, symbols, anniversaries, and commemorations because those are places where legitimacy is manufactured. If the state can be made to perform as a partisan prop, then the regime no longer needs to persuade in public so much as it needs to occupy the public square. That is what this story reveals, not a failed fair, but a familiar method. Take a shared institution, strip out the pluralism, wrap it in personal control, and then act surprised when the crowd does not show up. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to Raw Story for today's article. With the automated voice of Marcus, thanks for listening.